Hello everyone, my name is Jason Parker and welcome back to this channel about magic. In place of today's random question, here is a short card montage I shot just for you. Hey, I caught one. So that was just for fun, no need to smash like or anything like that. And in today's reaction video, we are taking a look at Lewis Starnes, a magician from England. I did do a quick Google search and I saw he has a Facebook group as well as a YouTube channel, link in the description below. And on his YouTube channel, I saw him performing some impressive card magic. He's got chops, yo! That probably serves as a pretty good introduction to him. And in that case, let's just go ahead and check out his performance.
My name's Lewis Starnes, and I'm from London. I studied history at university. When I graduated, I thought, what the hell am I going to do with a history degree? So I fell into advertising. And actually, it turns out that advertising is the perfect training ground for magic. As an advertising strategist, I've spent years hopefully becoming an expert and understanding consumers and the decisions they make. Little nudges to make sure they purchase the products I want them to buy, or hopefully maybe winning their hearts and minds and changing their opinions.
Wow, that's really cool. In fact, I spend a lot of my time creating the thumbnails for these videos. I'm always trying to tweak the contrast, the brightness, the word placement, what the words say. I want to hook people into watching these videos, but not so much of a hook that they feel like it was clickbait and stop watching the video. It's always a delicate balance. At any rate, when I saw him rearranging the different jars and fooling around in Photoshop there, it made me think what a struggle it is sometimes to come up with a really visually appealing image that people want to look at. Having trouble with my words today. They say that with YouTube, half of the effort you should put in should be for your thumbnail. At any rate, I respect and admire his skill and knowledge in this arena, this ability to influence and pull in the interest of people. Proceeding.
You could say I've become a master predictor of people's actions. Penn and Teller, I've spent the last 15 years nudging people to buy certain products. And tonight, I'm hoping I can convince you to buy my routine.
Okay, so I guess he's playing this from a mentalism type of angle to influence our minds.
Head out to jolly old England for the magic of Lewis Starnes.
I wish I could be there with you guys, but alas, I cannot. So I've done the next best thing. I've come to my local pub and I found a random stranger who looks a bit like you, Penn, and another helper over here who quite frankly looks nothing like Teller. So allow me to introduce this trick with the help of not Penn and definitely not Teller. Thank you both for joining me. My day job is in marketing, so I get paid to know what people want, even before they do. So you could say I can predict consumer behavior. And what's more basic consumer behavior than the weekly grocery shopping, right? Here I have the last 35 items of grocery shopping that my wife and I bought. We have pizza, bacon, eggs, sugar, white wine, you get the idea, popcorn, tea, bottled water, bread. Not Penn. As I deal cards onto the table whenever you like, and look, we have different things going by, orange juice, just shout stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right here?
Yeah.
Could I ask you to hold your hand out flat for me? Look, we'll give you the very next grocery item right there. Had you said stop one card earlier, a second sooner, it would have been bread. But thanks to my mix of magic, but mainly marketing skills, I knew that would be the grocery item you'd select today. It's true. Check it out, this bag has been on the table since the very beginning, and everything about you, from the clothes you're wearing to even the way you're sitting, tells me that you're a man deeply committed to dental hygiene. That's fair? And that's how I knew that not Penn's randomly selected grocery item would be toothpaste. Could I ask you to have a look and show the audience that my prediction is correct? Is it toothpaste?
No, tomato ketchup.
Tomato ketchup. You know, when marketing fails, sometimes I can resort to magic. Now, I know it doesn't look like much has happened, but could I ask you, not Penn, just to hold that plate out in front of you You're thinking of one random grocery item, tomato ketchup. Watch. I don't know about you, but that looks an awful lot like tomato ketchup to me. But could I ask you on behalf of the audience to maybe have a sniff, or dare I say even a taste? Do we have ketchup?
Yeah, that's ketchup.
We've actually managed to change toothpaste into ketchup.
Okay, first off, I want to say I think it's really funny that he's calling the spectators by the name of Not Penn and Not Teller, which is actually really great if you have a hard time remembering people's names. And secondly, I mean, I guess I would have to watch that part with the cards again more closely, but it really seemed like a fair selection, and it did seem like he stopped when the guy wanted to. I'm not 100% sure about that yet, but it looked great. It looked like a fair selection. So really well performed so far. Second thing, what is tomato ketchup? Tomato potato. I mean, is there any other kind of ketchup that's not tomato? Potato. But seriously, I guess this might be a British English versus American English type of thing. Maybe in England they just call it tomato ketchup instead of ketchup. Or maybe they have a different type of ketchup over there that's not made with tomatoes. What kind of ketchup could they have? Like a potato ketchup? Yes, sir, and would you like tomato ketchup or potato ketchup? Please, viewers, comment below. Help me out. What's going on here? I'm lost. And that brings to a conclusion our cultural tangent back to the magic.
But I guess I had you pegged wrong, not Penn. And this sometimes happens when I try and predict the shopping behaviour of couples. And I'm wondering if maybe it was you, definitely not Teller, who was destined to pick the toothpaste. I tell you what, just to satisfy my curiosity, as I run through the cards, would you just shout stop whenever you like?
Stop.
Right here?
Yeah.
Have a little look. And you picked toothpaste, right?
No.
Still not. Salt. You know what? I don't know if this is going to work a second time. But we started with toothpaste, which we turned to ketchup, and now, hopefully... No way. You're thinking of salt. I think we have. Salt. Thank you guys very, very much.
Lewis Starnes!
Okay, I'll give you my thoughts real quick before we hear from Penn and Teller. First off, I would consider myself fooled in the first part because I'm not sure how he got Not Penn to select the right item. As far as Not Teller, I'm exactly sure how he did that because I do that type of thing myself. Also, that was really cool when the same tube of what should be toothpaste ended up later having salt in it. I'm not entirely sure how he did that. I would probably have to watch again and pay closer attention. So, upon a first viewing, which is what's considered normal for magic, he also fooled me on that part too. Yeah, I really like the overall presentation of this whole act. It's fun, it's quick, it's to the point. He's entertaining and communicating the ideas quickly and clearly. Also, I rather like how he brings the tube and he brings his arm in front of it to snap, kind of obscuring it from view for a second. I feel like that wasn't necessary, but I like it. I like that he chose to do it because for me, it helps eliminate the too perfect scenario that sometimes occurs in magic. It's like, basically what he did is like when you're going through a maze, he added some dead ends that you could get stuck at and they wouldn't really help you. So I'm pretty sure as a magician, he consciously chose to add that. And in the same vein, earlier when he pulls the toothpaste tube out of that brown paper bag, and then he kind of, I guess he tilts it forward as he brings it and drops it below the table. At first that made me very suspicious and started occupying some percentage of my mind as I was thinking, wait a second, I don't know if I saw that bag was empty. Were there other objects in that bag? Again, I believe that was another dead end. I don't think there was anything else in the bag, but I enjoy it because it adds layers and it adds depth to the whole routine. All right, that's all I got to say. Let's hear what Penn and Teller have got.
Lewis?
Hi, Alison. How are you doing?
Good. So you do magic by night and marketing by day?
That's absolutely true, yeah.
Does it give you special insight?
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing how much you see the comparisons between the research and the way you think people are going to behave and then the way they actually respond to magic. It's incredible.
And how did you get into magic?
When I was 11 years old, my best friend Ben, I went over to his house for his birthday and he was supposed to be getting a new computer game. And for some reason, his dad found a job lot of Victorian magic tricks at an auction because he's an antique dealer. So he decided that year that he was going to buy those Victorian magic tricks for my friend Ben and not the computer game. So when I got to his house on that Saturday morning, I'll never forget it, he sort of said, "You better come in, I've had a weird birthday." And he just put on a magic show for me. And I was sold. I was like, this is amazing.
Aw, is your friend a magician as well, or is he just mad at his father?
So he is still a magician. Yeah, we both still do magic.
All right, well, let's find out if your pub magic fooled Penn and Teller.
I wonder what computer game that was. I used to play computer games quite a lot. I don't play them anymore, but I'm just curious if it's a game that I know. Comment below one of your favorite computer games from your past as a child, or currently now as an adult. And secondly, that was a really good choice that father made. He influenced two people's lives greatly. It's like the butterfly effect. Except he threw a big rock into the river and it made big waves and was just an immediate thing. I think I just mixed metaphors there. Well, you get what I'm saying. Kudos to that father for spreading the joy of magic. Anyways.
Guys.
Hey, how you doing, Lewis? It's so nice to see a Brit on the show. I love going to England, and I love seeing you do magic at your pub. What a wonderful routine. It's just a great routine, just funny and breezy and nice and right in there. And you know, you coming here on the screen makes me think of the British invasion. I don't mean, you know, I mean the British invasion of music makes me think of the Rolling Stones. Watching you, I'm thinking of the Rolling Stones. Their whole career. First, when they switched from Mick Taylor to Ron Wood, that was a great moment. They used to be really rough, then they got smoother, and they did the Harlem Shuffle. Then for no reason, no one forced them, they did a lesser-known B-side of the Hindu Shuffle. They have done so many wonderful things, and when I see the Rolling Stones always billed as the greatest rock and roll band in the world, I see you, and I see you, Lewis, as the greatest pub magician we've seen today. We loved it. We don't think you fooled us.
Okay. Did any of that make sense to you?
That all made good sense to me, sadly, Alison.
So they know how you did the trick?
I think they definitely know. Yeah, they got me.
Oh, well, thank you. You didn't fool them, but you did a great job tidying your kitchen. Enjoy that, and thank you for entertaining us.
I hope you got some satisfaction.
All right. Lewis Starnes!
All right, now let me give you my concluding thoughts. First off, that took me way too long to get the satisfaction reference. I can't get no satisfaction. Cause I try and I try and I try and I try. I can't get no about some useless information. Supposed to fire my imagination. Let's see if this video will get demonetized for me reading / almost singing some of the lyrics. If it's not clear now, at the end there, Penn was talking about Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. And I thought it was funny how Allison said, well, at least you did a good job cleaning up your kitchen. I can relate. I filmed a video performing magic in my kitchen and I had to go try to clean everything and polish it to be a good background for a YouTube video. Okay, and about Penn's code talk there, he actually threw in quite a few things and I really liked his code talk this time. I thought he disguised the code words in the middle of his sentences. Sometimes I feel like he just throws out a code word too bluntly so it's pretty obvious, but this time it was just like flowing, you know? Just like a real, like a flowing code talk. But being a magician, I did understand quite a few things he was saying there. One thing is, at first I thought with his tube of toothpaste that maybe he had like a membrane inside where first it was tomato ketchup, then followed by salt. But listening to Penn's code talk, I realized the solution was much more simple than that, and much more magical, involving misdirection. Secondly, Penn's code talk also confirmed to me my guess about the not teller portion of the magic. And as far as the not Penn portion of the magic at the beginning, the tomato ketchup part, that was actually very surprising to me to hear what Penn was saying about that. I actually couldn't believe the magician did such a smooth job of the magic there. In fact, just right now I went ahead and reviewed it, and I really would not have guessed that that was the method because he handled it so well, so smoothly. So yeah, I gotta say I'm impressed. That was a really nice handling of that type of thing. Again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers as well. I'm trying to keep the method invisible, or something like that. I apologize if my descriptions about this are a little bit rough, but I think the magicians listening will know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed his performance. He seems like a very intelligent, likable guy, and as I mentioned before, having checked out a few of his YouTube videos and in the intro, you can see he's very talented with cards. He's put in the work to do the sleight of hand. So, even though he didn't win the Fool Us trophy, I still want to say congratulations to Lewis because I think he did an amazing job. And what about you? What do you think? Just come down here. Just down there, and leave your comment below. I would love to read it. What did you think about Lewis's performance? What type of ketchup is your favorite ketchup? Did you ever have a dad who didn't buy you a computer game and instead got you started with magic? Randomly, one of my favorite computer games from long ago was The Secret of Monkey Island. Who's heard about that one? Smash like if you haven't heard about it. If you have heard about it, subscribe. At any rate, now it's that time for a quick Aesop's fable, or maybe we will learn something about life. I've read all of these. Let's try again. I've read all of those. I should make some kind of index system. There we go. Chapter 188, The Laborer and the Snake. I like stories about snakes, so let's see what we got here. A laborer's little son was bitten by a snake and died of the wound. Nice beginning to the story. The father was beside himself with grief, and in his anger against the snake, he caught up an axe and went and stood close to the snake's hole and watched for a chance of killing it. Presently, the snake came out, and the man aimed a blow at it, but only succeeded in cutting off the tip of its tail before it wriggled in again. He then tried to get it to come out a second time, pretending that he wished to make up the quarrel, but the snake said, "I can never be your friend because of my lost tail, nor you mine because of your lost child." And the moral of the story is, injuries are never forgotten in the presence of those who caused them. Wow, that's kind of a deep one. Or poignant, at least. Certainly not deeply poignant, am I right? Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be hard to forgive the murderer of your child, or the chopper offer of your tail. But what can we say about this? Is this a topic about forgiveness? Injuries are never forgotten in the presence of those who caused them. I don't know. I guess if you want to take a more positive view of this, you would kind of be against the moral of this story. You would say, hey, we should be able to forgive and forget, or at least forgive and try not to dwell on. Because like in my last video, when I talked about the farmer who set the fox's tail on fire and like let him run and then it burned down his crop. Sometimes focusing on a wrong someone did to you for too long and really getting fixated on it can cause harm to yourself. But I guess what this story is saying, and I guess I can kind of agree with that, is that there are some things that could be done to you that it will be almost impossible to forget. Or some things that you did to someone else that's going to be impossible for them to forgive you on. So you should assess the situation and see if it's in that camp. Is it unforgivable? Or is it in the forgivable camp? And if this person is trying to engage with you again and be like, oh, you know what, we can let bygones be bygones, you gotta realize they have an ulterior motive. They're just trying to finally get revenge upon you. And in some cases, I guess in an extreme case like that, it's better to just completely avoid this person. How can that apply to our daily lives? Well, I don't know. This kind of situation doesn't happen often. Usually injuries that we suffer are a lot more minor than the loss of a child. At any rate, I guess we can say that the snake was wise not to be tricked to come out of his hole and be chopped again. You know, he was wise to realize that the farmer can never forgive him. He understood the gravity of the situation and he ignored the farmer's words. So you gotta be wise. You can't just listen to what people say. You have to ascertain the truth for yourself. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good interpretation. Hear with your ears, but see with your eyes. What do you think? I would love to hear your comments below, to hear what you thought about this fable and my interpretation, or your interpretation, someone's interpretation. Make sure to subscribe, smash the like, notification bell, all. Yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic week or weekend, and I will see you in the next video.